Once, in a small town on the outskirts of nowhere, lived a family with a peculiar uncle. Uncle Edgar was an enigma, his eccentricities shrouded in mystery. The townsfolk spoke in hushed tones about the unsettling air that surrounded him, and children would exchange unsettling stories about their encounters with the infamous Uncle Edgar. One foggy autumn evening, a group of cousins gathered for a family reunion at their ancestral home. The imposing mansion stood on the edge of town, overlooking a cemetery that seemed to stretch into eternity. As darkness descended, the family exchanged nervous glances, knowing that Uncle Edgar's presence was inevitable. The old clock struck midnight, and a distant howl of a lone wolf echoed through the desolate landscape. Suddenly, the creaking of the mansion's front door signaled Uncle Edgar's arrival. The air became dense with an unspoken fear as he entered the room, his piercing gaze scrutinizing each family member. With an unsettling grin, Uncle Edgar proposed a midnight adventure to the cemetery. The cousins, intrigued and apprehensive, reluctantly agreed to follow him into the night. The cemetery, bathed in an eerie moonlight, seemed to come alive with whispers of the departed. Uncle Edgar led the way, his shadow dancing among the tombstones like a malevolent specter. The cousins couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes followed their every move. As they ventured deeper into the graveyard, a chilling mist enveloped them, obscuring the moon above. The group reached the oldest section of the cemetery, where weathered tombstones stood like silent sentinels. Uncle Edgar paused and began to recount tales of the town's forgotten past, stories of forbidden love, vengeful spirits, and restless souls. His voice seemed to resonate with the echoes of the departed, sending shivers down the spines of his captive audience. As the clock struck 3, a cold wind whispered through the tombstones, and the cousins felt an otherworldly presence surround them. Suddenly, Uncle Edgar's eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and his voice took on an ethereal quality. The very air seemed charged with an ancient energy. Just as the cousins contemplated fleeing, Uncle Edgar revealed the truth. He was a guardian of the town's secrets, a conduit between the living and the dead. He shared the stories not to frighten, but to preserve the town's haunted legacy. The eerie atmosphere lifted, and the mist dissipated, leaving the cousins bewildered.